Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to talk about the fear that we have of being misunderstood and when people how we feel when people don't understand our intentions. I think that we as people need to be confident within ourselves when it comes to who we are. If you're watching this video, if you're here, you're probably conscious of your actions, conscious of who you are and who you're trying to be when it comes to how you handle situations or how you deal with the people in your life. So that in itself, that being conscious is a very big step, you know? And when you are working towards being a better person, it's very important to realize that no one is perfect. No one is going to be the perfect human being overnight. No one's going to be this person who never offends anyone, who never hurts anyone, who never says anything wrong, who never, does anything out of line even. Nobody is perfect. But we're all working to get to a place where we can strive to be the type of person that people want to be around, to be the type of person who just communicates and acts through love. So when you're working to be this type of person and you mess up or you offend someone and you hurt them, and you apologize, but whatever you did, whatever you said, that caused them to see you in a certain light. So no apology, nothing you can say, nothing you can do is going to change the light that they see you in. Or better yet, if you're a content creator online, or if you have any type of platform which you share your art and your work, where you reach a lot of people, but a lot of people don't emotionally connect with you, they just see you on a certain level. A lot of the people that you reach can form a perspective of you, and because they don't know you personally, they just know you through your art or through the videos you put out online. They don't kind of have the whole story of who you are, but they still have this perspective. So let's deal with that. So what do you do when people have an idea of you, a perspective of you that you know in your heart's not true? You know that I'm not like what they say. I'm not mean. I'm not conniving. I'm not lazy. I'm not um, whatever people try, the labels that people try to put on one another. You know you're not these things, but all of a sudden these people accuse you of being these things. Sometimes people who hardly know you. So what do? Nothing. You do absolutely nothing. And I know that sounds so crazy because it's human nature, to want to stand up for yourself. It's human nature to want to defend your name, defend your honor, clarify like, hey, don't say those things about me because that's not who I am. Or don't treat me this way because you're treating me like a person who deserves this. It, it's human nature to want to stand up for yourself. But what I'm here to tell you today is if someone has created a perception of you, that means that they are in a place where they're still judging other people based off of aspects that aren't really fair to judge people. Because first of all, golden rule, if you don't want anyone to judge you, you shouldn't judge anyone. So if you don't want anyone to have a negative perspective of you, you shouldn't have a negative perspective of anyone, whether they've hurt you, whether they've hurt someone you love, whether you've seen them act a certain way. We should all be acting through love. We should all be reciprocating and creating love to give out. we shouldn't be judging a person's actions and then making blanket statements like, okay, so they're a bad person because they did this. That's not right. So in turn, when someone creates that perspective of you and then decides to label you as so-and-so type of person, you know, you have to understand that they're in a place where they are still judging people, where they are still at the understanding that I've seen this much of this person, so to my understanding, they're this type of person. You know, they're still in that mindset. And in my last video, we talked about being on different vibrations and being in different emotional places. So just because you don't judge people that way, that doesn't mean everyone else is like that. So it will be impossible for you to communicate to them like, hey, I made this mistake one time, or hey, you saw me on a bad day. I'm not that type of person. They're not going to understand that because they've already made up in their mind who they think you are. And perception is a deep, deep rabbit hole. So when you put so much energy in trying to stand up for yourself and trying to convince people that you're this person, that everyone's not going to love you. Everyone's not going to kiss your feet, and everyone's not going to see where you're coming from, because everyone comes from different backgrounds. Everyone perceives different actions differently, you know? So everyone's not going to understand you. And that is okay. That is okay. If we got deterred from loving ourselves every time someone misunderstood us, we would never be able to get to a place where we fully accepted or loved ourselves, because we would be too worried about what the next person thinks. When in reality, what the next person thinks, that's their whole world. That's their whole perception, you know? So if you are genuinely waking up every day grateful to be alive, acting and working through love and being a better person, you don't have any reason to be worried about what anyone thinks about you. You don't have any reason to be concerned about what anyone feels about you and what they may be telling somebody else about, what they may be saying to somebody else about you. It's just so much to worry about, and at the same time so superficial. People are going to have their opinions. People are going to have their perceptions. And nothing you can do will stop that. You might convince, or you might change one person's mind one day, and the next day somebody else might feel some type of way about you. What are you going to do? Devote your life to changing their opinion? That's a lot of work. There's a lot of work, and it's also a distraction from the work that we have to do on ourselves, you know? So don't be discouraged by people misunderstanding you. Don't be discouraged by people confusing your intentions. And if someone sees you the way they want to see you, that really just has everything to do with them. So you gotta just let them do what they do, feel what they feel. It is what it is, and it's going to be okay. But you do not have to prove yourself to them in any way, because it's a waste of your time and it's a waste of your happiness. So yes, that's all I have for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I really hope that it touched somebody out there, because this is something that I used to struggle with a lot. I used to be very consumed by what people thought about me, and especially trying to do the whole makeup artist thing, and trying to get a bigger audience. It got a lot about how do people perceive me? What do people think when I say things like this, or when I do things like this, or when I release videos like this? How do people see that? And it's just like, you'll never understand how the masses see anything. Like, you just won't. Everyone's opinions are different. Everyone's perception is different. It's too much to put on your own shoulders. So just live your life and be happy and just act through love. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to be a part of this positivity community that we are building here on my channel, just make sure that you subscribe, comment, like. If there's anything that you would like me to speak about in the future, just leave a comment down below. I read all my comments. I respond to all my comments. And yeah, that is it. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.